Hello children, welcome back to the science class. Previous session we have seen about Unit 2 water lesson activities. In this session we are going to see about Unit 3 chemistry in everyday life. Let's see the lesson. Have you ever cutting onion? How do you feel? When we cut onion, we get tears in the eyes with irritation because of the presence of a chemical propanol X oxide in onion. This is easily volatile. When we cut onion, some of the cells are damaged and this chemical comes out. It becomes vapor and reach our eyes, result in irritation and tears in eyes. When we crush the onion, more cells will be damaged and more chemicals come out. So, the eyes with irritation because of the presence of a chemical propanol S oxide in onion. Let's see one activity. It is interesting one. Preparation of soap. The materials required are 35 ml of water, 100 gram of lye, that is sodium hydroxide, 60 ml of coconut oil. These are the ingredients of preparation of soap. Procedure. Cover your work area with old newspaper. First step. Second, take 35 ml of water in a jar. Add 10 gram of concentrated sodium hydroxide and allow it to cool. Then add 60 ml of coconut oil drop by drop and stir it well. Pour that solution into an empty matchbox. That's it. Soap can be obtained after getting dry. This is soap to try the soap to wash your handkerchief. Chemistry in everyday life. So many things are used in our daily life. Soaps and detergents, fertilizers, adhesives. Already we know that how we can prepare soaps and detergents. Bathing soap and washing detergents are kinds of soaps which we use in our daily life. In addition to this, we are using wash powder to remove strong stains on the clothes. The detergent molecules have two sides, one side water loving and other water hating. Water hating goes and joins with the dirty and oil in the cloth, while the water loving joins with the water molecules. When we aggregate to the cloth, the dirty is surrounded by many molecules and is taken away from the cloth. So the cloth becomes clean and the dirty surrounded by the detergent molecules float in the water, making it dirty. Second, fertilizers. It helps plants to grow. Organic fertilizers restore soil fertility. Next, adhesives. Helps the materials fixing it up together. Next chemical products are cement, plaster of Paris, gypsum and Epsom. Cement, it is important material in construction industry. In ancient period, the houses were constructed by using the mixture of lime, sand and wood. At present, the people are widely use the cement for construction of houses, dams and bridges. The cement is manufactured by crushing of naturally occurring minerals such as lime, clay and gypsum through milling process. Cement becomes hardened When it is mixed with water, gypsum plays a very important role in controlling the rate of hardening of the cement. During the cement manufacturing process, a small amount of gypsum is added at the final grinding process. Gypsum is added to control the setting of cement. Next, plaster of Paris. Used in surgery for setting fractured bones and used for making casts for statues and toys. Next, gypsum and Epsom. Helpful to humans, animals, plants, and environment. Gypsums and Epsoms are used in fertilizers, used in process of making cement, process of making plaster of Paris, and stress and relaxes the body easiest. Epsom. Next, helps muscles and nerves function properly. And Epsom's medicine for skin problems and improving plant growth in agriculture. Next, the given table below depicts the quantity of elements observed by certain common plants. Fertilizer, there are three important primary fertilizers are nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium are the three important nutrients among the various nutrients needed for the growth of plants. These three are called as principal nutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. And the given table is quantity of elements observed by certain common plants. First crop, the crops given: rice, corn, sugarcane, groundnut. First, rice, yield per hectare 2240. Next, corn 2016. Next, sugarcane 67,200 and groundnut 1904 per hectare. Nitrogen 34 kilo, phosphorus 22 kilogram and potassium 67 kilogram per rice. And corn, nitrogen 36 kilogram per hectare and potassium 20 kilogram and potassium 39 kilogram for corn. In sugarcane, for sugarcane, nitrogen 90 kilogram and phosphorus 17 kilogram and potassium 202 kilogram for sugarcane. And groundnut per hectare 78 kilogram of nitrogen, 22 kilogram of phosphorus and 45 kilogram of potassium for groundnut. Next, the given table below lists the nutrients in inorganic fertilizers. The inorganic fertilizers are urea, superphosphate, ammonium sulfate and potassium nitrate. These are the inorganic fertilizers. So, in inorganic fertilizers, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium present. Urea 46 percentage, phosphorus 0 percentage and potassium also 0 percentage. And next, superphosphate, nitrogen 0 percentage, phosphorus 8 to 9 percentage only, potassium 0 percentage. And ammonium sulfate 21 percentage of nitrogen, 0 percentage of phosphorus and potassium. Next, potassium nitrate. In potassium nitrate, nitrogen percentage is 13 only and phosphorus 0 percentage, phosphorus nutrient 0 percentage and potassium nutrient 44 percentage only. Earthworm. Earthworms take organic wastage as food and produce compost castings. So, earthworms are known as farmers' friends because of the multitude of services they provide to improve soil health and consequently plant health. So that earthworms are farmers' friends. Do you know, children? In 1824, Joseph Aspdin invented Portland cement by burning finely ground chalk and clay in a kiln. It was named Portland cement because it resembled the high quality building stones found in Portland, England. Next, let's see one activity. Take 3 empty tumblers of same size and name them as A, B and C. Add 2 teaspoonful of cement in each of the container A, B and C. Each container should be in same size. Then pour 1 teaspoonful of water in container A and 2 spoonful of water in B and 3 spoonful of water in container C. After an hour, observe which container of the cement set fast. Touch the containers A, B, C and see if they are warm or cold. From this experiment, we understand that water and cement should be mixed in a certain ratio for fast setting. That is important. The cement should be mixed in a certain ratio for fast setting only. So the ratio, cement and water ratio must. Thank you, children. You have completed Unit 3 Chemistry in Everyday Life. You can try these activities from your home. Thank you. See the next session.